Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Nisha Charles. This edition's top stories. The Government of Saint Lucia continues to bring tax relief to citizens. A fiber optic ring is being installed around the island to improve government communication. Work continues on a health information system at the OKEU. All that plus the latest in youth development, sports, and the NTN Nouvelle OKEU. The Government of Saint Lucia is continuing to fulfill its commitment to bringing tax relief to its citizens. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance Honorable Alan Chasney tabled a motion in Parliament on Tuesday, December 10th, which sought to amend the Value Added Tax Act. The amendments would see waivers of VAT on funeral home expenses, electricity and water reconnection fees, services under the contract agreement between SLASPA and the OECC for the Huonara International Airport Redevelopment Project, services under the contract agreement for the Road Improvement and Maintenance Program Phase 4, and services and imported goods under that said program. Prime Minister Honorable Chasney explained the rationale.
VAT payable by the clients to funeral homes usually range from $100 to $2,000 per funeral package. Our government believes that the waiver of VAT on funeral home expenses will be passed on to the customers, and this will provide much needed relief to the families of the deceased as they make preparations for the burial of their dead and loved ones at a very difficult time. At present, the supply of electricity and water and sewage are zero rated in Saint Lucia, whilst reconnection fees are VAT payable. This government recognizes that households usually allow their water electricity service to become disconnected when they are facing significant hardship and are unable to meet all of their monthly expenses. As such, this government has made the decision to waive the VAT on water and electricity reconnections in an effort to provide further relief to the people of Saint Lucia.
Meantime, Honorable Ezekiel Joseph updated the House on critical projects being undertaken by his ministry. More from Anicia Antoine.
The Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries, Physical Planning, Natural Resources and Cooperatives, Honorable Ezekiel Joseph, gave an update on some of the projects currently being undertaken by his ministry. Minister Joseph noted that Vinci Construction Limited has been contracted for the Viewfort Water Supply Redevelopment Project being funded by the Caribbean Development Bank.
The original bid from Vinci, Mr. Speaker, was US $28,144,329. That's US dollars. As a result, Mr. Speaker, of negotiations with Vinci, that figure went down to $21,010,353 US dollars.
The infrastructural works is slated to begin during the first quarter of 2020. The minister stated that the project will be done in 2 phases, and additional funding for phase 2 will be sourced by the Government of Saint Lucia.
We had to see how we can utilize the monies that were approved by the Caribbean Development Bank, Mr. Speaker. Phase 1 would look at the critical components of the development in view for the critical components. And of course, the Grace water treatment plant and all the necessary supporting infrastructure will be given priority.
Minister Joseph also noted that the John Compton Dam Rehabilitation Project has been delayed due to weather conditions.
Approximately, Mr. Speaker, 150 days has been lost due to high moisture in the soil. After many attempts to reduce moisture level, and of course to work longer hours when soil conditions are favorable, Mr. Speaker, we are well behind time. What has been agreed lately, Mr. Speaker, and the report in this Honorable House, is that the management and the consultants are seeing it fit to purchase a soil dryer. And that soil dryer should be in Saint Lucia in mid-December, this month, so it can help to speed up the process of drying the soil, so at least that part of the project can be completed early enough for us to start the dredging.
The minister informed that the dredging process is slated to commence in January, providing that the weather conditions are favorable. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
The Department of Health and Wellness is continuing to prepare for the full implementation of Health Information System at the OKEU Hospital. More in this report from Fennel Neptune.
In an effort to improve health service delivery at the OKEU Hospital, physicians and nurses were engaged in SaintLucia training for the implementation of the Health Information System. The training provided participants with in-depth knowledge of the features of the clinical software and also to improve on the competencies of the Health Information System. Medical Director of the Victoria Hospital, Dr. Alicia Eugene Ford, says the SaintLucia training is important as it will allow health professionals to manage and streamline the patient care process using the Health Information System.
The aim is to have everybody trained eventually so that persons could stop using paper and move into a situation where they're actually inputting medical information or clinical information or whatever interaction they have with the patients in a health information system. And one of the things the system allows is that different levels of access. So in other words, while we write on paper at Victoria Hospital and we have the file, and different levels of staff have to access the file, whether to enter your demographic details or for you to enter your blood pressure and your temperature, and the physician will then come and enter his part. When we do have the health information system, it will allow the physician to access many levels, however, cut down on certain levels of other categories of staff who need not know.
Dr. Eugene Ford also spoke on the need to continue training staff on the use of the Health Information System as it will benefit everyone in the healthcare space.
So it has to be something that is continual to ensure that everybody is coming on board can use the system and everybody sees the importance of putting information in the system. Because when you look at the big picture, the data that's collected can assist us at Victoria Hospital / OKUH, as well as the Ministry of Health, and by extension, the Government of Saint Lucia, to plan the way health is supposed to go. So we can find out information on what is happening, the main causes of illnesses, where should money be placed in, what should we do to prevent these illnesses. So it is important that everybody has the buy-in and see the need of putting in the information in the health information system to benefit not only one single person, but the whole island in its entirety, because data collection and data analysis can go a very long way.
The SaintLucia training for physicians and nurses was administered by RioMed Limited. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, I am Fennel Neptune.
The Caribbean Regional Communications Infrastructure Program is facilitating the installation of a fiber optic ring around the island with the aim of electronically connecting all government offices. More in this report from Julita Peter.
When completed, the island-wide fiber optic ring will provide improved connectivity speed and efficiency for all government services and will lay the platform for additional services that the government may want to provide in the future. The fiber optic ring will migrate an existing local area network or LAN to a new wide area network. The latest installation was done at Government House and the Probation and Parole Services Unit.
The CASIP project, I should say, is one of a number of projects that seeks to improve the connectedness of St. Lucian citizens so that they can do a number of things that are online. Now, that has to do with schools that can now do their online testing. The regular citizen who may want to apply for something like a driver's license will be able to do that online. And complementing CASIP are other projects like the GINet project and others, which again seek to bridge the digital divide and reach underserved areas in St. Lucia so that all can be connected and partake of the services that are going to be made available. Okay, so what we have just seen is the technicians at the office tidying up the network cables and running a specific network cable from their old network to the new system, which will now have, and so that will now cause their network to be connected to the government wide area network. And by that simple task, their bandwidth, their throughput, their overall operating speed and efficiency has been more than tripled. And that's the benefit that CASIP is bringing to the various government offices and schools.
To date, fiber optic cables have been installed in almost 400 locations on the island. Completion is earmarked for the end of December 2019.
You can see our technicians currently, and it's wonderful to note that the technicians on this site are female. We always want to encourage females to be part of the ICTs, but we find that that is happening organically anyway. A lot of girls find that the field is an interesting one, and they really don't have any compunction about getting into ICTs.
The CASA project is a World Bank-funded regional initiative that involves Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Lucia. From the Department of the Public Service Communications Unit, Julita Peter reporting.
And this is the NTN Nightly. Ryan O'Brien is up next.
With just one click, the internet connects people, businesses, and nations. Being connected can open a world of information and opportunities. You can get services and products of your choice much faster. From electronic financial transactions to connecting with family and friends. From being up to date with the latest news and information to learning new skills and acquiring academic qualifications. All from the convenience of your home or wherever you roam. Get connected today.
This message is brought to you as a public service announcement by ECTEL, the NTRC, and this station.
Welcome back. We join Ryan O'Brien for the latest happenings in youth development and sports.
Welcome once again to your update from Youth Development and Sports on the NTN Nightly News. I'm Ryan O'Brien. The Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, as part of its music and arts program, held a public primary school choir caroling in public at Constitution Park. It was intended to expose students to the tradition of caroling and to provide an opportunity to display their singing talents, to create an atmosphere for bonding among students outside of the classroom, and to serve as a form of relief for students after their examinations through entertainment. Although a smaller number of schools than was expected participated in the event, organizers were pleased with the initiative, and members of the public who were in the vicinity of the park showed their appreciation for the spirit brought out by the students, mainly from the Labbe SDA Primary School and the St. Aloysius RC Boys Primary School. VFO Comprehensive defeated Castries Comprehensive 5-4 on penalties after a 2-all deadlock at regulation time to emerge winners of the school's Under-19 football finals on Wednesday. Nahum Etienne opened for Castries Comprehensive in the 39th minute, giving them a 1-0 lead at half-time. Trishon Christopher got Castries Comprehensive in scoring range in the 76th minute, but a penalty by Wickham Elva, also in the 76th, and an 80th minute strike by Ahmed Francis brought things level for VFO Comprehensive. Miku Secondary defeated Trizell Secondary 2-0 to secure their third under-15 title in a row. A first-half goal by Sean Joseph in the 19th and Obafemi Poyot in the 49th sealed the victory. And in the Big 8 final, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College defeated Miku 2-1, all goals coming in the second half. Tujad Staver found the back of the nets for Sir Arthur in the 41st minute and Kidani Joseph in the 49th. Giovanni Augustine converted for Miku in the 60th minute. All matches were played at the Saab playing field. And with that, we've come to the end of our update from Youth Development and Sports for today. I'm Ryan O'Brien.
Thanks, Ryan. Ministers of Health of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, recently met in St. Lucia for 2 important meetings to discuss and examine ways to improve access of health services to citizens of the region.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness, in collaboration with the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, recently convened the 6th Council of Health Ministers meeting and the 33rd OECS Pharmaceutical Procurement Service Policy Board meeting. The meeting provided policymakers with the opportunity to engage in constructive dialogue on issues of health, including chronic diseases, HIV and tuberculosis, access to quality healthcare services, and procurement of pharmaceuticals, to name a few. Head of the OECS Health Unit, Dr. Kalin Radic, says This meeting is very important as it will call for the support and collaboration of health policymakers in advancing the health development agenda in the region.
So at the end of this meeting, there'll be clear decisions made on the way forward with regards to pharmaceutical policy, if there are new areas or drugs to be investigated to add to the lists, for example, of what we procure together, or if there are decisions to be made with regards to how we can do that more efficiently, and generally decisions on how things can be done better together. What things can we do better together as a region that can help the national efforts that are happening on the ground in the area of health?
Incoming Chairperson of the Council of Health Ministers, Senator the Honorable Mary Isaac, addressed the ceremony and placed great emphasis on the need to establish programs focused on preventative care.
We as small island states, we do not have the resources, we do not have the expertise, the specialists to take care of these catastrophic diseases and events that are happening throughout the world. So we have to put more focus on primary care, on preventative care, so that we do not have to be faced with the issues that we are being faced with right now. The amount of people suffering from diabetes, the amount of heart disease, stroke is on the increase in our region. I do not know why. So we have to be able to look at preventative care.
Outgoing Chairperson and Montserrat's Minister for Health and Social Services, the Honorable Charles Kennan, says he's very pleased to hand over the chairmanship to Senator the Honorable Mary Isaac.
We are grateful for your kind hospitality and for your agreement to host this year's meeting due to the recently held elections in Montserrat. Please be assured that we stand ready to support you in whatever way we can over the next year and into the future. Madam Minister, we are confident that much will be achieved under your strategic leadership and direction.
The 6th Council of Health Ministers meeting was held under the theme, Enhancing Our Reach for Solidarity, Policy and Legislative Approach. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, I am Fernal Neptune.
And stay with the NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson is here with the NTN Nouvelle en Créole.
Climat la terre a changé, et ça a affecté nous toutes. Cyclone qui a venu plus mauvais, gros de l'eau et la panne de l'eau qui a détruit les animaux et plants. Quand la mer a venu plus chaud, et qui a tué place qui s'est poisson dans la habité. La mer chaude a aussi changé manière ces poissons qui a quitté d'un côté et aller à l'autre côté. Cette liste a contribué un petit gaz en l'espace. Quand un petit pays, nous avons essayé de faire tout ça nous a fait pour assurer que nous baisser à la quantité de gaz nous a servi pour empêcher la terre à venir plus chaud. Il faut pour baisser à la quantité de gaz nous a servi, c'est mitigation. Le climat a changé. Il y a chaque année, depuis nombre tout haut le vent la terre, brûler gaz, l'huile et charbon. Et ça a en cause la terre à chaque plus chaud. Ça nous ne pouvons faire actuellement même, c'est pour adapter. Fait tout ça nous a fait pour préparer et répondre pour ces conséquences négatives à la cause du changement climatique. Nous tous, ça fait quelque chose. Par exemple, nous ne pouvons assurer que nous protéger tout ça nous avons planté. Servir fumier qui est naturel. Bâtir nous pour abattre des dommages en temps cyclone et gros de l'eau. Construire canal pour de l'eau courir bien comme il faut. Et assurer que le canal là pas désordre. Faire tout ça qui est possible pour vivre en temps de changement climatique. Trouver plus d'informations à ce plan d'adaptation national gouvernement et des démarches ou même ça prend pour protéger le corps et tout l'autre SaintLucien.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle en Créole.
Monsieur, Madame, Département qui est responsabilité pour formation en gouvernement Saint Lucia, GIS, ensemble puis Télévision Nationale PIA NTN, proposé de Nouvelle en Créole. Présentant Primus Hutchinson. Gouvernement Japon décision pour tuer force taxe VAT à sur les citoyens PIA à dans 2 ou 3 services pour qu'ils puissent porter autant de soulagement. Devant session, quand le Parlement m'a dit, le membre Parlement a approuvé motion pour tuer taxe VAT à ce service lettrement qui la famille qui a la peine tenue pour payer, et aussi tuer taxe VAT à ce paiement qui n'est pas fait après Wasco déconnage service l'eau, et aussi, à même façon, pour service courant de l'Oslek. Gouvernement aussi a un bon soulagement pour ce service qui a fait un programme pour éprouver le projet chimie SaintLucia. Ça c'est phase 4 qui commence le 31 mois de mai et qui a bout le 12 mois de novembre l'année 2021. En contribution pour présentation en cahier consiste, Premier ministre Honorable Alain Chasney fait même Parlement comprendre en résultat soulagement qui a bail pour réduire à sous force taxe VAT l'année moins monde qui pas qu'à travailler à présent et plus monde qu'à dépenser à présent qu'avant par conséquence des réductions taxe VAT. Le ministre Chasney déclare que ça ne veut pas dire que le gouvernement a accompli complètement ça y est à voudre, mais pour que Jacques a fait et que c'est des gouvernements pour continuer en direction ça là. Le ministre Chasney dit que nous avons un plan en place pour le développement grand aéroport Hiwanora en Vieux-Fort, éproulement en opération Wasco, projet de développement toute chimie en SaintLucia, bâtiment Côte Garde 9 pour police PIA, l'hôpital 9 pour Saint-Jude, avant l'autre projet. Honorable Chasney déclare qu'en résultat de projet ça là, SaintLucia a expérimenté une augmentation économique qui peut payer pas jamais déjà en temps avant. Mais, le ministre Chasney avoue qu'il y a un lot qui reste pour faire pour accomplir toujours. En parlant de ça, représentatif pour façade Est Castries et ministre des Affaires et Développement économique, honorable Guy Joseph, promet qu'à partir de ce soulagement, le gouvernement a placé pour tuer taxe VAT à ce service qu'on a posé à ce client pour vivre qu'on achète service l'eau, il déclare qu'il y a un plus gros effort ni pour fait pour assurer que tout le pays a sa trouvé service de l'eau. Selon honorable Joseph, peuple pays a pas supposé qu'à vivre servir de l'eau la rivière parce qu'il n'y a pas à payer pour service Wasco. Honorable Joseph dit qu'à ce temps qu'à présent, les gens qui ont trouvé toutes sortes de qualités de mauvaises maladies, il faut le gouvernement pour tirer façon pour le pays pas souffrir et puis service de l'eau en pièce façon. Ministre Joseph Baye assurance là que le gouvernement a continué pour procurer soulagement à ce VAT qu'on tant qu'à venir, qu'on y a déjà commettre et ni espoir qui en ce temps qui a venir, c'est le sien qui a espéré gros bénéfice pas seulement pour service de l'eau, courant, d'éterrement, mais à ce plusieurs projets que le gouvernement a jamais mis en place et aussi ça qui a commencé. Représentatif à Caille Parlement pour Babono et le ministre qui a une responsabilité pour assurer Wasco en présentation à Caille Consit mardi déclaré que Paul a dit qu'il a trouvé l'argent déjà available pour conduire le projet pour développer le système de Wasco, ça c'est de Wasco à Vieux-Fort. Honorable Joseph avoué que malgré la tenue de l'argent en place pour voir, mais il pas assez pour conduire ce travail ça là. Selon honorable Ezekiel Joseph, le projet a marché en pile nécessité pour être en place. Principalement, consultant et aussi plan de travail ingénieur pas available.
So là nous entrer, M. Speaker, et puis nous porter ingénieur entrer, nous porter consultant entrer, nous avons vu que l'argent a quitté la Coyodi, pas assez. So because of ça, M. Speaker, nous devons développer une manière pour joindre addition l'argent pour nous faire projet ça.
Ministre Joseph dit que pour résoudre cela, le gouvernement a approché le Banque de développement Caribla, ça c'est CDB, pour trouver plus d'assistance finance pour finir le projet de l'eau en Vieux-Fort.
M. Speaker, je voulais dire que le projet ça a continué et puis le projet ça a commencé en l'année 2020 pour que nous, comme gouvernement, a développé et puis a arrangé la situation en Vieux-Fort pour improve water situation in Vieux-Fort.
Monsieur, mesdames, à ce côté, nous avons une nouvelle là. Je vous remercie autant pour regarder. Je vous remercie une invitation. Je n'ai plus moi encore dire conserver la vie. Et nous présenter l'autre nouvelle à Créole. Après ça, je vais présenter au Michel.
Merci, Opil Primus. And here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise. Partly cloudy and breezy, occasionally becoming cloudy with some scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. An Atlantic high-pressure system will continue to generate moderate to brisk easterly winds across our region during the next few days. Low-level moisture and instability, together with an upper-level jet stream, will cause occasional cloudiness, showers, and possibly isolated thunderstorms across the region during the next 24 hours. The tides for Castries Harbour was high at 2:44 p.m. and low at 9:33 p.m. The tides for Vieux Bay was high at 3:51 p.m. and will be low at 11 p.m. The sea, locally rough with waves and swells 6 to 9 feet or 1.8 to 2.7 meters. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise caution due to brisk winds and rough seas. The sun will rise Thursday at 6:18 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.